Welcome to Flosstube number 39. My name is Hanneke and I am a Dutch stitcher, and it has been a while since we've last seen each other. I had a holiday, but I focused it on actually stitching and doing crafty things, and now I'm back at work and I am in the mood for a stitchy chat. So if you are new here, I stitch a lot of things. I focus on cross stitch first, and then at the end I also show other stitching techniques and stuff. So if you enjoy that, please stick around for it. But I focus on my cross stitching first. I have 4 finishes. And is it 4 or 3? 3 finishes, sorry. I was too positive there. 3 finishes. And I have started a few new things. I've got progress on regular pieces. I have a little bit of haul, not much, but a little bit. I'm doing a giveaway this video, so stay tuned for that. And I do have a finish of my other technique. So this is from the Tambour embroidery. I have a finish that I will show as well. So plenty of things to see. And I'll just go straight into it. And we start with a teacup. So if you're new here, I always show my teacup first. If you're interested in tea, you can go over to Barbara, Stitching and Tea with B. She was also my last guest on my podcast, and we had a lovely time. She is such a classy and kind lady, so I had a lovely time with her. And if you haven't seen it yet, have a look. She is lovely to know. Anyway, so she does the tea and I do the teacup. And this is, I collect Royal Albert. And my sister and I went to a brocante during my holiday. My sister is not really of the brocante, but she went with me and that was lovely. It was near a castle. It was a beautiful, I wouldn't say scenery, but, ambiance and atmosphere. And I found a 4th in my bird series. And a lot of you like my bird series. A lot of you say, oh, that's my favorite. So this is the Baltimore Oriole, I think. My mum gave me the Dutch name, but I've forgotten. Sorry, Mum. Isn't that pretty? I love this series. I think it's beautiful. There's 2 more to get. And they are a bit more pricey than what I regularly pay for a cup like this. But, it's the bird, isn't it? So there's also a bit on the inside. And I love that. I think that's very pretty. It's in excellent condition. And there you go. How pretty is that? So yeah, I love this series. Love this series. I just had my summer break, and during my summer break and during my Christmas break, I clean all my teacups. So I genuinely just sit on the floor here with a bowl of water, and I go through all of them, and I have so many pretty ones. And it's not even a punishment to wash them. It's great fun. But yeah, I have plenty. But this one is definitely up there. I think it's very, very pretty. And it's from the Woodland series, if you're interested. Right, I've got myself a rooibos tea. So yeah, I'm good to go. Let's start with what I think is the best part. Because I finished my reproduction. And all of you who've been watching me know that I am reproducing a 200-year-old piece from a little bench sofa in the Fraeylemaborg, which is a big estate house. And so I have finished it. I have finished the pattern as well. So I've got 2 pattern booklets in front of me. And you can purchase that from the 1st of October. So we've got a little bit to go until then. And that's all because I have to arrange it for tax and everything. So you have to get some things in place. So I'm doing that. And that is all sorted on the 1st of October, and then I can start selling this. So I have the booklets. The booklets you can get from um, Atelier ChouetteDe or from the Fraeylemaborg themselves. Uh, but it is probably easier to get it PDF for a lot of you, and that will be in my own Etsy shop. So you will get all of this, but it will just be a PDF. And so I have a little bit of the where it's coming from, a little bit about myself, and then the whole pattern, the whole design. So these are lovely booklets, and I'm so proud of them. I got them, and I just have them in my display cupboard because I'm so proud of them. So yes, got that done, and I think you will enjoy the extra information, and it's just very nice. I'm very happy with it. I will show you the full piece as well. I have to find a frame for it. I was thinking about taking it with me to the Gaerenhuys. But the Gaerenhuys has been closed for a bit because it's holiday, obviously, and they have a pop-up store elsewhere. And because I only can go there on a Saturday because the bus only goes on Saturday, I haven't been able to go yet. So this one and Moon Deer are, I want them to get framed really. If I find a frame over the coming days, I will frame it myself, but I can't find one. And excuse the sort of the lines in it. I didn't iron it properly. How pretty is that? I love that blue tulip. I wasn't sure. I started stitching it and I thought this is not going to be good. It's a completely different color palette. But then I said to myself, trust the process. So I kept going, and it just, at some point, it just came together, and I thought, this is stunning. This is so stunning. I stitched it on 20 count sand, light sand, Ada. And I have charted it with only DMC. And obviously you can do your own conversion to silks or whatever you want, but the chart has DMC only on it. And what I did find, because there's quite a lot of colors in it, I think there's about 37-ish. Don't know, have to check on my pattern, but what I found was that each color has its own palette of colors. So there's a blue in this tulip that you won't find anywhere else. Same goes for the one down there. There's sort of oranges in there that you don't see anywhere else. So, and this one, obviously, very different. So she seemed to have, I don't know, gone back to her colors before she started stitching another flower and then just picking out different colors. So I think that's why the number of colors, goes up, obviously. I think this is absolutely beautiful. It's so delicate. Yeah. And that red flower is stunning, but so is the tulip, and so is that one in the corner. I think I underestimated that flower. I've not given that the right attention. It's beautiful. So that one is done. And so is the design, and it's all ready. And I contacted the Fraeylemaborg and I said I would love to make something of the back of this is the armrest, so the backrest is also stitched. And they said, we're most happy for you to do that. So I received a picture of it, and I will show the picture, I'm contemplating what to do. So I could do the whole thing, but it's quite big. And I think I like the part on the left the most. So it is sort of an orange, salmony, big flower with little ones around it, a bit of blue flowers. I think that is a sort of a section I will lift out and I will chart. So that is to be started soon. Perhaps even tomorrow I'm going to start charting that because it's too much fun. I'm really enjoying my charting and my stuff. So yeah, proud of that. And then I decided to um, do a little one. And I couldn't find a little one that I loved. I could find plenty little ones, but I couldn't find one that I really loved. And then I got in the mail my Primrose Cottage update. And they have a monthly freebie. And this freebie was perfect because it is of the honey line. And the honey line I've looked at so many times because it's so pretty. I don't know, it's the color use, it's just cute. And I thought I'm going to stitch this one as a freebie and see if I want to stitch the rest of it. And here is the little freebie. How cute is that? I've made a few little changes. That was mainly because I didn't have all the colors in stash. So I went with what was closest and, you know. And I've also put some lines in here in my little, what's that called? Beehive. And the black lines because my two yellows are quite close. So just give a bit more definition, basically. How lovely is that? I think that is so cute. I did have the sea foam, which is a week's dye work. So that is a lovely variegated thread. And the rest of it is all DMC. I loved stitching this and I did it very, very quickly. So I have purchased another one in this line. It is my favorite. It's the one I'd rather be stitching. And I will stitch that one as well. But yeah, I think it's a very sweet line and a very nice freebie. So if you're not a part of that, Primrose Cottage has sort of a newsletter that you can sign on to. It doesn't cost anything. And they give you updates about what they put out. But then they also have once a month, they have a freebie. And I like their designs, but I've never stitched. This was my first Primrose Cottage. And I should stitch more of their work because I love it. And then I finished this one. And I loved stitching this one. I was sad when this was finished and it went really quickly. This is by Teresa Kogut. And this is my first Teresa Kogut. And it is a voice so sweet. It is quite a little one compared to others that she makes. As you can see, I've even fully finished it, but I'm not entirely sure about the frame. I'd rather like a slightly bigger frame. You know, yeah. And it's still black, but it's just a bit more. And as always, I frame it in a way that I can just take it out. It's no problem. I have done a few changes. So my first change was that I picked a darker fabric. And because of that, I had to change some of this color to a slightly darker color so it was actually visible. That was the first change. The other change is that there is sort of a white footpath all the way down. So it's a lot of white stitching. I left it out because I didn't feel that was necessary. Instead, I added a little bee. And I think that's all my... this wording, I picked a darker color just from the colors that were already there. Just so it would be better visible on my fabric. I'm having an argument with my laptop. It just stopped working, filming it. Luckily, I saw it quite quickly. And I was showing you this one. And just to say that I loved it and that I finished it. And I'm very happy with it. And this now sits on top of here. And so I can enjoy it. But I still hope to find a bigger frame. I still hope to find a bigger black frame. Right. Moving on to my new starts. Last time I told you about going to an antiques market in Apeldoorn and that I found a sampler there and that I wanted to chart it and stitch it. And then, similar to my other reproductions, I want to make it available to all of you. And so I started doing that, and the charting it was very quick. So obviously my previous piece, I was fighting with colors and changing colors and all of that. This is not like that. It's one color and I can just chart it. So this is the sampler. It is from 1900. I think it is so pretty, so pretty. And I have tried to find out more about Georgina Dermine, but I can't. So if there is anyone here, French speaking or from Belgium, who knows anything about the order of the, I don't know how to say that, the La Providence, I think the heart of the Providence or something. If any of you know about this, please let me know, because I can't. I've emailed two ladies who are supposed to be contact people, but they haven't responded back to me. I did contact an order with the same name, but that one was in Canada. So they came back and said, well, we don't, it's not a lady we know. So I haven't been able to find out who she is or how old she was or, stuff like that. And I would like to. So if any of you can help me, I'd be much appreciative. And quite a lot of you said, oh, I've never seen the crochet border. So the crochet border is not in great condition, but it is visible what she did, and it's very pretty. But it is broken here and there. So she didn't just stitch, she also crocheted. I do not. Anyway, I've charted this one and I am stitching it myself. I've gone for a vintage country mocha Ada, and suddenly I saw it popping up everywhere in a 20 count. So I was very happy because that was perfect timing. And so I got it as a 20 count and I have started stitching. I am using Schoolhouse Res. I'm not sure. I think the Gentle Art. It's lying over there. I think it's Gentle Art. I'm loving it. Loving it. So yeah, I'm having a great time with this piece, and I'm stitching quite quickly. The letters go quickly. I love the colors that I've chosen. I think they're quite similar to her piece. Obviously this one is darker. And I think I loved that when I was doing the flower piece, is that it's when you restitch it, it sort of comes alive again. The colors are fresher because obviously it's not over 100 years old. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I was thinking about asking someone to do the border like this. So we'll see. For now, I can't do it. I won't learn it either. But yeah, I'm stitching it. I love it. So this one will hopefully be available in December-ish. Right, I did more new starts. Because also at the start of my holiday, I went through all my whips and I took quite a few out that I didn't enjoy anymore. Having said that, this piece, spring piece, spring sampler, is it something? I always called it my black mandala, but that's not what it's called. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I am not going to finish this because it's annoying to stitch, to me anyway. And one of you won it and said in the comments, oh yay, I'll be in touch. But I've never received anything. And maybe it ended up in my spam box and I didn't pick it up there. I don't know, but could you please try again? And maybe it might be easier to go through Etsy or something and just DM me there. And then I can send this your way because it's still yours, including with a pattern. Very pretty. But stitching wise, not my cup of tea. My next new start is a little fox. And I saw this one. It is designed by someone in the Netherlands. And from what I could see, it was someone in Groningen, which is where I was born. So I thought I shall support this lady and start one of her pieces. And there's about 3 that I would love to stitch. So I put them in my favorites. But this one I think is really, really pretty and really sweet. So this is the little fox, and it has lovely colors. It's bright and it's very unique. It's a unique style, and I like that. And I've started it. I am basically stitching it as charted with a similar kind fabric. This is a 18 count, and I'm using 2 strands of floss. I thought that'd be nice with all the bright colors. Absolutely lovely. I was looking for fox patterns, and there's a lot. So I might stitch more foxes. And I think there's one in the book by Max Pigeon as well. I like that one too. So yeah, who knows what else I'll stitch. But this one I think is unique. The color palette is lovely. And I thought it was worth stitching this. The fan is on, so if you're wondering why do things keep moving, I'm sat here like Beyonce, you know, with the next one is this one. It is by Une Croix, Le Temps d'une Thé. That's my best French for you. And it is very pretty. It is a star with poppies. And they have similar ones. They have a wintry one, which is very pretty. And I think it's in my shop tour from Gaerenhuys, which I think was Flosstube 30. And I picked this one. I started it. I love how it looks, but stitching it is difficult because it is a lot of little stitches, 2 or 3 in that color, and then you move on to another color. So you know, it's not a stitch where you just stitch away. And sometimes there are days I just want to stitch away and I want to pick one color and stitch. This is not the right piece for those moments. It's not a big piece. But yeah, I've only got a little start. But this already took about 2 hours, I think, because there are so many different colors in it. And it, like I said, it's just 2 or 3 stitches there and then 5 stitches of that color. So it just, you can't pull your thread as easily like in a big full coverage. Because obviously there's a lot of empty space. But I have started and I do like it. It will be very pretty when it's finished. Very pretty. And I stitched this on a 20 count sand. Then I started another one because I wanted to stitch something easier. I thought I've got so many big pieces that are quite difficult to stitch. So why not get a few pieces that are easy, that I can just grab when I'm working or when I'm tired or whatever. And I found, well, I'd seen this previously and I really liked it previously. It's a butterfly half, and then the other half is made up of flowers. And it has bigger color blocks, so it's easier to stitch. And I picked one. This person has about 3 or 4 that I really like. I like color palettes, and I just like the whole thing. So I might stitch more, but I've started with one, and it has thingies on there. I stitched on this when I was at the hairdresser, so there might be a bit of hair on there. But that's my start, and it's a very different color palette than I would choose. So that's why I love it. It's just very different, and it's easy to stitch. And I think once the flowers come in, it will all come together nicely. So yeah, that's a new start. There's quite a few have butterfly flowers like this. And check my description box if you want to see who this is from, because I don't remember. It's from Etsy, obviously. But yeah, I really like this. It's on 18 count, 2 strands of floss. And this is just a piece to do easy stitching. Because I think it's important to have different pieces for different moods or different times, you know. It's just important. The next one is not an easy stitch. If you have watched me before, you know about Moon Deer from Owl Forest Embroidery. I finished that one. It is all wrapped up and ready to be taken to Gaerenhuys so I can find a frame for it. But I found that Owl Forest also sells another piece that is exactly the same size and is also very pretty. And so I decided to purchase that, and then I decided to, what if I want to have a wall of Owl Forest embroidery pieces, or pieces with this color palette. There's a few from Teacup, Modern Folk Embroidery, that would fit in very nicely. Anyway, so I decided to purchase this one and start it. It's a very different piece from Moon Deer. It is in a way more delicate, so far anyway. But I'm really enjoying it. So what I am doing is stitching it with the color palette that I chose for Moon Deer. So I'm using Whiskey, Purple Majesty, and Bullfrog, and Driftwood, all weeks dye works. Now, some of you are going to say, are you sure you're using Purple Majesty? Because in my previous piece, one of the skeins lost its color when I washed it. And I had a heart attack, and I was so sad, and then it all worked out. I haven't changed the colors, by the way. It's still, the color change is still there. I've decided to leave it as is. Anyway, what I did before I started stitching is the old skein I put in a bowl of water, and immediately the bowl was pink. Immediately. So quite a lot of the looking at that, I thought I was really lucky because it didn't run that much then, but a lot of the color was lost immediately. But it must have been just that skein because I got a new skein and that one was fine. The water was as clear as anything. So I am stitching with that skein. And this is my start. So I'm not stitching with that blue, even though I love that. I am stitching with the same colors so that they can be companions on my wall. Yeah, I'm stitching this on the same fabric, so it is a ivory 20 count Ada. I've not ironed it. I don't iron my Weeds Dye Works that much. I don't want to. And it started, and I love it. It's a different kind of pattern, but it is. I think when we move on, it will become more similar in style and everything. But it is going to be beautiful just as much as Moon Deer. And I was so happy to find that the other skein wasn't running. And well, I was happy to find it, and I thought I've just been unlucky with that one skein. Oh well, it happens. I have another one from Owl Forest Embroidery. This one is Hunter's Memories, and I am stitching this with also on ivory, 20 count, and I am stitching it with the Bullfrog So similar to the other two. And then I've picked one dark brown to that really blends in with the other colors. And I've done quite a bit. I love that candelabra. It's so pretty. And I've done quite a bit actually. This bottom part is like the fence, and then you move into the forest. I have decided not to stitch the hunter, which is on the other side of the pattern, but instead just mirror this, what I'm stitching here, which is animals, basically little animals, and they will so be completely symmetrical. And I'd rather make it woodland animals, so I'm changing it a little bit, but I really like this. I really like this. And that candelabra is so delicate. Yeah. So both of the strands are over dyed, so you can sort of see that little bunny. Love it. Love it. So that's my Owl Forest. Then I got this piece out again, only recently, and I've fallen back in love with it. This is a piece I've looked at so many times in my don't you have that issue sometimes that all your needle minders are sort of coming together? Just excuse all the threads. It's just because I'm working on things, and that's good. This is from Reflect the Soie, and I am using the Cold for Soie d'Orgey colors. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It is. I don't even remember what it's called, but I will put it on the screen somewhere. Or do I have it in? No, I don't have the booklet. It's online. I'm stitching from PDF. And here you go. I have been working on it. It is so delicate. And there's not many colors in this. It's the way they do the shading. I mean, all of this is two colors only. So a middle gray and a dark gray. And it's so, so pretty. It's not difficult stitching, especially all those sort of bigger borders. That's easy stitching. It is 20 count, but it is easy stitching. And with this, it takes a bit more counting, but that's when it comes alive, doesn't it? So yeah, I am really enjoying it. It is a lot of stitching, so it is a big piece. It's much bigger than I thought when I looked at it at first, but that's fine. It is fun to do. And like I said, the colors are just stunning. They're the same colors that I use for the Reflets the Soie Holland scenes. But I haven't done much because I'm stuck on a cloud in one color and I cannot be asked to do it. I'll do it one day. There is no rush. Oh, very, very pretty. I'm not the only one stitching this one. I know that Brenda, Handwork Maniac, is also stitching it. And I believe she's also using all the called for, but she might be doing it on linen. So if you want to see what it looks like on that, you can have a look at hers. This is a piece by Croquette à Gogo, Crochet à Gogo. No one really knows. And they don't have a picture of the full thing on the booklet, but it is a full sampler with all these little pieces together. And I am stitching it as a full sampler. And so, stitch the little house at the bottom here, and I did some flowers. Isn't that pretty? I haven't done a very hot iron yet on this. So if you see all these lines, don't worry. I usually get that out. But it does require very hot steaming um, ironing. And so far it's a 20 count, and I use 1 strand of floss. And I love that little house. Love stitching it. The colors on this are so soft and sweet. Yeah, it's very sweet. There's sort of a floating mouse head here, and on the other side, I don't think I'll stitch that. I think it's a bit weird. So I might stitch an extra scissors, or another flower or something like that. Very, very sweet piece. It's very, very relaxing stitch. And with these pieces as well, it is a nice color selection, but it's not too much. And I've got another one that I'll show you in a bit. It's very similar. It's also Kogut, and they have a style that requires color, and there's a lot of color visible, but it does have block stitching, so it's easier, um, and has a lovely result. So I'm very happy with this one. Then we have my magic needle kits with chamomile and red currant. And this is a small magic needle kit. So there are bigger ones, and this is quite a small little one. And I've even changed the fabric from a 14 count to a 18 count. I'm stitching with 2 strands, and I also changed from grey to beige as a fabric. I have not yet done the back stitching. I think this is the first piece where I will do the back stitching, especially in the chamomile flowers. It requires a bit more depth, but I'll do that at the end, I think. I did quite a lot on this. I did all of this. I did the flowers here, so I've done quite a bit on it. Every time I stitch on this piece, I think, oh yeah, I love magic needle, love it. It's just easy. The materials are good quality. The pattern is so easy to read. They have a way of doing that. It's so easy to read. Yeah, I love this. Love this. And like I said, it's not a big one. Because I think I'm already about a quarter. Yeah. So I'm doing good. And this is one that takes a small frame. So I probably can frame this myself. So that'll be nice too. And this one comes in a series, so I might do more in this series. It's just very sweet, easy pattern. And this is my big Croqueta Go-Go. This is Autumn in the City. I like Autumn in the City, but it is a very big one, and it takes a lot of stitching. So if you're considering one of these, they have a lot of these different seasons, different like the 4th of July, things like that. They are amazing. They take a lot of stitching. So this is a several year piece. For me anyway, because I don't stitch on it that often. But when I do, I love it. And this one specifically has the most beautiful color palette. When I was putting the colors together, I just love it. It's beautiful. So I did quite a lot. I finished the tree up here and half the tree to do. Then I stitched the full house, the owl, little leaves, and then the border around it. So I did quite a bit on this section. It's very cute. It has the turkey, and the owl is so sweet. And then there's a tiny white squirrel in the middle of that tree. And that house, isn't that cute? One morning I woke up and I thought, isn't there a yellow house stitch on one of my pieces? Let's stitch a yellow house. And I flew through it because I just loved it so much. So that's about 2 scenes that are now done. And I've started the next scene here with the house. But I think I will go up first and then move over because of the way I hold my pieces. So I'm either going to do this part first with the half of the middle piece, or I'm going to start at the top. We'll see. But I love this. It's so much color, so much color. And this does take a lot of color changing. I think the house was one of the first bits that was more blocky. I mean, as you can see, these little flags, that's just a couple of stitches each time. All those leaves are all different colors. So yeah. But the result is beautiful. And I know when this is finished, it's stunning. I'm doing this on 20 count, Ada. And I love it. I also love the winter one and the summer one and the spring one. But I'll have to stitch forever to get that done. So yeah, we'll stick with this one. And autumn is my favorite season. My absolute favorite season. So I can't wait. Obviously moving towards autumn. I already bought my first pumpkins, sort of ceramic pumpkins that I can put out. Love it. Because I'm also fed up with the warmth and I get to a point where I just want to be cold. And when I went to see my sister, we went out for dinner and we were sat outside and it was quite a windy day and we went home and we were so cold and I was actually quite happy about that because I just want to be cold instead of hot. This is by Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. I haven't done as much as I wanted to, I think, on this piece. I was awake for one night. See my needle minder again. I was awake for one night and I worked on the bird in here and then I moved over to the border there. I love this piece. It is so pretty. I'm contemplating to also start, what is it, Baldequin birds or something. It's the cell from this year. Yeah, I love it. But I will still love the one from last year as well. So we'll see. But this one, stunning. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I'm stitching it on taupe, 20 count Ada, and I'm using Swadelger cream. So this is not a white, even though it looks white. And sometimes it looks a bit yellowish when the light is in a certain way. But usually it looks exactly like this, which is white to me. Yeah, stunning piece. And it's not as big as I thought it would be. I mean, the border is enormous. There is a big, big border, but it is such a pretty border. So I'm quite happily stitching it. And Swadelger, my favorite. My favorite. With some of my new cross stitch, no, not cross stitch, embroidery techniques, um, especially Tambour and haute couture embroidery, we use Swadelger as well, and I'm perfect. And this one, Jacob, well done. It is a beautiful design. And then my last progress, and this is, what's it called again? It's by Jan Hicks, Aberest. And this one is moving on. So I'm mirroring the top of it. So I worked on this big motif, which takes a lot of stitching. I am stitching this with DMC 815, 814, 816, one of those, don't remember. It's beautiful. I'm stitching on a beige sand Ada 20 count, and it is really moving along to a finish. It is stunning. Don't know what I'll do when I finish it, but it is very, very pretty. I really enjoy the alphabet as well. I have A and B to go, obviously, but I thought it was a very nice alphabet to stitch. And those motifs, that top motif is absolutely lovely to stitch because it is quite a quick stitch. Yeah, lovely. I'm really enjoying this one. It's an easy, it's not a difficult stitch, but it does look delicate and pretty. So I'll do the A and the B, and then it's just motifs, really. So yeah. I've had this one. When did I start this one? I've been working on this for quite a long time. I don't see many people working on it, but I can recommend it. It's a lovely piece. Right. My giveaway. Will I show you my giveaway? This is quite a big giveaway this time because someone, a viewer said, I bought this, but I won't stitch it. So you can give it away. And it is a 4-part pattern. And yeah, it's quite big. So I might, when I package it, I might take it out of all these little sleeves. But it's from Jardin Privé. And it is all the seasons. So this is hiver, which I think is winter, spring, and this will probably be autumn or summer, not sure, summer and autumn. And these are very cute. They come in different languages as well. So you have automne, which I think is French, and then you have autumn, but you also have herfst, which is Dutch. So it comes with this has been modified and provided as well. And I think, yeah. Is that also for either? Yeah, it's for all of them. So that's great. And it's 4 of them, so it's a booklet of 4. And I'm just thinking, I don't want to exclude America, but I think I am. I don't know what this will do with tariffs and stuff. I haven't looked that up, I'll be honest. So I'm gonna open this for EU only. So if you're interested, you can put seasons. Put the word seasons and you get all 4 patterns because I do think they go together. And het Gaerenhuys has this stitched on this, and then they've sort of attached them together, and it's so pretty. So yeah, I think these go together and should not be broken up. So I'm giving them away together as one giveaway, and you can put in the word seasons, and yeah. Hope you'll enjoy stitching them. They are very, very cute. I like Jardin Privé. I've been looking at their patterns over the past weeks, and I haven't started one yet, but I really like. They have a garden sampler, I think, and a cat sampler, and they are very similar. But one is with cats, and the other one is more with garden motifs. And I'm not a cat person, but I prefer the cat design. So I keep contemplating which one am I going to do. But yeah, these ones I'm giving up. So seasons in the comments if you would like to receive that. Then I did some purchasing. It's nearly my birthday, so I figured I should, treat myself. And one package is still underway. One package is from Roxy Flosstube. So it is nearly here. I think it'll be here early next week. And I ordered some of their 20 count fabric and some of their floss. But that isn't here yet. What is here is, how do I say it? X design or something? Jew design? I don't know how to say this. I believe it came from Australia, but did it? Not sure. Can't be, because it was here quite quickly. I'll show you the little thingy and you can decide. There you go. Is it XG Designs? Is that how I say it? I don't remember. But she had quite a lot of 20 count. And again, this is the one. And I got it via Etsy. So it was an Etsy purchase. 20 count Ada, and this is all hand dyed. I loved this one. It's not pink, it's not purple. It is something in between, and it is called Seashell. And I think it's beautiful. So this I will do something pretty on. Maybe baldaquin birds or something from Jacob that will be beautiful and where the fabric can also shine. Then I also got the 20 count, and this one is light khaki. I don't know. And it's stunning. It's a green. It doesn't look as green on there, but it's very similar green to my wool. And it does have a bit of a shading in it, but not too much. I prefer that, not too much. But this is a beautiful one. Then I got Old Sheep and Light Hazelnut. They are very similar. One is a bit more yellow than the other. I like both of them. I think they're very pretty. This one doesn't show up great. It's on the camera. It's light hazelnut, but it's more yellowish, if you will. And this one is very soft and pretty. So I was very pleased when this arrived, and I thought, oh, these are stunning. I got 4 of them. And as you can see, this is my color palette. It's very, very soft colors for fabrics. I would never stitch on bright pink. I love colors like this. And I love 20 count, you know that. So these are all 20 count. She sent me a little piece as well in a different color. Deep Impact. Not sure. This is an even weave, but it's a little one, so I might use it for Christmassy stuff or something. It's very sweet. It's a little extra. Then I went thrifting, as you know I do. I did quite a bit of thrifting, I think, over the holiday. Yeah, and this was actually at the little market that is near my house every Thursday. And I have to say, the little market here in Middelburg is the best market. I've been to all these big ones. I've been to several places in the Netherlands, and they are great. But this one, it has only about 15 to 20 stands. I think 15 is actually closer. So it's small, but they have a fantastic selection. And each time I come away with something. Like recently, I went there and I suddenly saw a plate in Moonlight Rose by Royal Albert, which is the full set I'm collecting. And it was just sat there. So there were so many little things that you can find there. And this was from a lady who's selling all sewing, stitching, fabric, buttons, all those kind of things. And she also sells these little bags with beads. And I think in an earlier Flosstube, I have done a little section on Tineke Nieuwenhuizen, who lives here in Middelburg, and she makes these and she also restores these for museums and stuff like that. So these are knitted with beads. So knitting with beads. It's very specific. There's not many people who can do it, but she can. And I found this one, and it was only 30 or 35 euros, which is cheap for a bag like this. And I liked I liked the color. It's very delicate white and cream. It's in good condition, in perfect condition actually. It's not rusty. Sometimes this is all rusty. It's not. The inside is beautiful. And I thought, that one's mine. I just need a sip of tea, which is very cold by now. Isn't that pretty? I know it's not stitching, but we can enjoy all kinds of crafts and needlework. And this is very good work. I'm not using it. I was thinking for a moment, why don't I use it? But it's too pretty, and I'd like to keep this. So it is in my little atelier corner that I built for myself, because I'm starting that course on haute couture embroidery, broderie d'art. And I'm starting tomorrow, actually. We'll have the first Zoom call tomorrow. I have already done the first thing, so I can do the basics. I know the basics now, as I've done that over the holiday, which was lovely. And I'm going to show you my piece. I have framed this in my own weird way, because in 2 years' time, I want to see a difference. That's what I thought when I framed this, my first piece. Um, but my next piece, I've already started and I can already see such a massive difference. So this was the very first one. This is a sampler that my teacher just made. And the purpose is to learn all the basic stitches and techniques. So this was stitched on organza. I framed it with a pink cotton fabric behind it because the top is very see-through. So you can now see the pink coming through. And obviously I've used pink, gold and cream in the stitching. So you do this with a tambour needle, which is a very small crochet needle. And not all of it, by the way, but quite a lot of it. So all of this I've done with a tambour needle. Now you can do it with a regular, very, very small needle, but that'll take forever. With tambour, it goes a lot quicker. And you basically work upside down. So you're working at the back of the piece to put all of these beads on there. So you can see it's going up, it's going to the side, it's going in the round. So it's all to learn the basic stitches. And you can see the little shimmering. Isn't that pretty? And then I love raffia. Raffia is sort of like a plastic thread that shines beautifully. And then this is done with the chenille, which is a sort of a soft thread, very thick. It's not easy to work with. I have to find my way with that. I enjoyed this. This is done with soie d'Alger. Is this soie d'Alger? No, this is still with DMC because I thought I was trying anyway. So just use DMC. So I'm using a fishbone stitch there. And so this was going to the side, more sort of diagonally. And then this was more flowery and this was more flowery. That was a bit of puzzle because you're putting all the techniques together there. But yeah, I think I did okay. But it is, it's all these different techniques. And with this one, I felt not go back, not to redo everything, just do them, and it'll get better with time. And I will pick up the camera in a minute, and I will show you what I'm doing at the moment. And you'll see that it's a lot neater already because I'm getting the hang of it. But it was lovely to do this, and this will be I framed it because it's my first piece. I want to know where I come from. And I'll show you a book that I purchased and I'm very happy with. This is the Book of Embroidery from the Royal School of Needlework. And it has everything. It has everything. I cannot tell you. stitches, different. There's a piece on gold work in here. There is canvas work, crewel work, black work, silk shading, gold work, stump work, which I haven't done, white work, and bead embroidery. So it has so many things in it. It's just like a Bible of stitching, and it's perfect. So I actually started a black work piece as well, but I'm not loving it, so I might discontinue it. But I read up on it on this book, and I thought I'll just see what it's like to do that. But yeah, I'm not loving that. I read up on the fishbone stitch. It has everything in there. You can just have a little look. And I know I can just Google it, but I prefer a book. I'm apparently from that generation. So I can only recommend it. I also got quite a lot of books from Trish Burr, but I'll show you that one day when I've done more silk shading, which is what she does. I haven't done that much over the past weeks because I've done quite a lot of that tambour embroidery, and that does take a lot of time. Now let me see if I can show you a little more of my current work. Turn this off. So I'm going to take the camera. I hope you won't get nauseous. So this is where I am. Let me see. Yeah, this is my sort of area where I work. And I drew my own pattern. I've never done drawing. I'm not a drawer. So if there's anyone here who's good at drawing, you're going to see this and you're going to think that's dreadful. But I did it. And I thought when I'm stitching it, I can make it prettier. And you know I love flowers, so I thought I'll just go with a flowery theme. I love leaves, so I'll just do this. And so far I've only done this. So I put that on this organza. This time it's just off-white organza. And I have started stitching. Now this is all just, does that help anything? A little bit. This is all, I just do what I think looks nice. So as you can see, I've started the leaves and I'm using the fishbone stitch, and then I'm going around it with a tambour needle with a gold thread. I've got beads up there, all the long ones. These bigger leaves, I'm using sequins and beads as well. And they are already so much neater than they are on the pink one that I showed you. So I'm proud of that. I tried with a raffia with a big flower. I'm not overly happy with the big flower. I think it looks a bit weird. So I might cut that out and try again. But hey, it's all trying. We're learning. And then I already did these with the beads. But isn't that pretty? It's going to be so pretty when it's finished, and it has those beautiful big flowers with all the green leaves around it. And I'm using green and a little bit of this reddish, so it looks like it's moving from summer into autumn. It'll be pretty. So that's what I'm working on here. And let me show you if you're interested. It's a mess, I'm sorry. Forgive the mess, but this is all the stuff that you use for it. So it's not just thread. It's gold thread, filagant. It's raffia. So this is the plasticky thread. You have to pull it apart. Beads that I get from France usually, or Lithuania. The longer beads. Several kinds of needles. This is my swadogé. So these leaves in green are done with swadogé. And then I work on this board, and like I said, when I do the beading, I turn the board around and I work at the back. So that's what I've been doing here with the Tambour embroidery there. And I can't wait to learn everything else that is to learn about this because I think it is absolutely lovely. And one day I will embroider my own dress. One needs to dream. Right. I might have done some cutting there just to smoothen it out a little bit. Um, but that's it. That's all my stuff from today. So I've showed you a lot. I've shown you my finished um, reproduction. Again, it will be available on the 1st of October, and I'd be very honored if you would like to have it and stitch it. So that will be then. I've started my new reproduction. I'm starting a third reproduction from the Fraeylemaborg, so I can't wait to start on that. Done a lot of stitching and embroidery, and it's been a journey. I'm loving this journey, and I'm working a day less now, so I can actually spend time learning new techniques and just trying it out. So that's I can recommend it. And if you don't want to try it out, I hope you enjoy watching me do it, because that's what Flosstube is for as well, isn't it? We live vicariously through one another. Right, I'm gonna go into town, get myself a nice coffee, and do a bit more stitching today, because why not? Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And I am wishing you a lovely end of summer. And I will see you again probably in the next 5 weeks. I've decided to slow it down a little bit. So probably in the next 5 weeks, I will be back. And the same for my podcast. It's either going to pause for a while or it's going to slow down. I do have one more episode that comes up, but after that, I think I will slow it down for a bit. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.